My name is Kwabena Chenche. Many thanks for joining us here on NewsDesk. Now, with about 5 months to the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections, the Multimedia Group Limited, your leader in election coverage, is outdooring our special programs that will bring you the best of the elections coverage on radio, television, and online. Joining me now in studio to help us understand how we are going to roll this whole program out on our numerous platforms is Kojo Asare Bafwe Champon, popularly known as Kaba. I'm sure you might have heard of him. Now today you get to see him and he gets to share with us what it is that we'll be doing across all our platforms on radio, on television, and online. Kaba, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
So, yes, finally the day is here. We are launching the election headquarters. Let's start off. Obviously, you are with us in part. What are people to look out for, to expect this time round on Asempa, particularly on your program, Ekosise?
Well, thank you very much. Essentially, we'll not be reinventing the wheel, except to say that we'll be bringing out some new programming that will, seek to give our listeners and the general audience that clear perspective of what we have done before, and the new programming will seek also to inform our listeners, particularly on our voting pattern, because we want to ensure that we'll get the issues out there, clearly out there for them, so that when they go to the ballot box, they know that I am voting for person A or for person B based on the issues that have been outlined to me by, say, Kaba or on Ekosise or any of our multimedia platforms. So essentially, we want to get the issues out to them. We have started some of the programs already, but in the course of the next couple of months, 3, 4, 5 months that we are left to go for the November elections, a lot of these programs will also roll up for our listeners to know. Okay,
so let's start off with, for instance, on our platforms, the Joy News platform, we have the ballot box and the SMS roadshow. Now, for the ballot box, it has already rolled out, and quite a number of you have been watching it. The feedback has been massive. It's been great. It has to do with we coming out to your community, finding out from you what it is that is going to influence your decision as to who is going to be your next member of parliament or who it is you're going to vote for in the upcoming elections. We go down to the roots and find out your concerns, the things that bother you the most in your community, and then we bring the various stakeholders, the various aspiring members of parliament, and then they come in and propose to you their options, and based on that you're able to make your decision. Is there any such thing on our local platforms?
Oh, certainly. I mean, there's no way we'll go into this election without getting down to the constituencies. So yes, Joy and the English platforms will have programs such as the ballot box, and we know that you've been to the Ashanti region, you've been to CAUCUS, and then you've been to here in Accra. Our camp platforms also have a similar program. Okay. Now, we call it Constituency Watch or Kokromoti Power, depending on where we are. Kokromoti Power. Okay. The power of the thumb. Sure. So what we are saying is that we'll get to the regions and we'll move to the constituencies and dialogue, open forum where individuals, citizens of those, societies will come, we'll give them platform, they'll speak to us on the issues that really bothers them. Is it social infrastructure? Is it education? Is it health? Is it potable water? So we'll bring these issues back to Accra, or at those events, we will have representatives of these political parties and key actors in this election who will come to speak to those issues. And then the people will make their decision based on what is it that they have been told. And I'm sure that by the time they get to the ballot box, where the power of the thumb will actually be exercised, then they would have known that they are making that decision based on an informed, position. So that's essentially what we're doing. So we're doing Constituency Watch, we're doing Kokromoti Power. On Asempa and on Ekosi saying, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be rolling out what we call election reflections. What we're attempting to do is to ensure that there's a certain voting pattern that has cut across, Ghana. For example, 1951 election, when particularly we had the first general election that the Ghanaian people, the Gold Coast had the first chance to vote in a public referendum or a public election. What did that occasion people to vote in a certain manner? We'll have resource persons who will come, from the academia, who are really informed on some of these topics and come to speak to the people. It's a pre-recorded program, about 10-minute insert, that will have an interview, a session with somebody from the academia. And then this election reflection will take us through from 51 up to 2012, the last year general election that we had. So by the time we get to November, people will really understand that what is it that these political parties stand for? What is it that has taken them all through where we are today? The reformations that have gone on in the political parties, the ideologies, and what is it that informed them on their election programs looking forward, beyond 2017. And so these are some of the programs we intend to roll out. By November 7, we would have been sure that the people are really informed on why they need to vote and exercise it in that right manner.
That's great, actually. I think it just brings my mind to this other thing we've also been doing, constituency diaries.
Yes.
Just like the election reflections you spoke of a short while ago. Now, with constituency diaries, it's been on TV. It's going to be on radio as well in the shortest possible time. I believe in this week, we're going to roll that out on radio as well. It's going to be on TV and on radio, and subsequently we're going to put them online. And with constituency diaries, for instance, many of us ask why a place like, say, Bantama is a stronghold of the MPP, and why the MPP has over the years won in that particular.
It has a historical antecedent.
Exactly. So in constituency diaries, we take a look at such constituencies, we profile these constituencies, and then we bring to perspective what it is that makes one party dominant over the other in that very constituency. And
one key thing in election reflection, there's one particular thing that we want people really to know. That, prior to the 1992 Constitution, we come into the Fourth Republic. The people of the voter region were UP based. They were actually MPP as of today. So what is it that has occasioned them to vote virtually en bloc for the NDC today? It was very interesting analysis, and I'm sure that we need to get our listeners, those who are watching us, those who are reading us online and from our social media platforms, really to get glued to the multimedia platform, because there's a lot coming up in this election.
Okay, so that alone makes me want to tune to Asempa and listen to what really is going on.
Of course, that's the obvious choice. In late afternoon, where else would you go?
Your number uno.
Yeah.
That one is true. So, and also, one other thing we are launching this time, in fact, we have already launched that. It's CAUCUS.
Yes.
Majority and minority CAUCUS. We do have the majority.
It's been around for some time.
It has been around for a long time. And this time around, we've rolled it anyway. We've redefined certain aspects of it. We bring in the ruling party as well as the largest opposition party in the country as well. They come in and then they bring to us things from their perspective, how they approach our challenges, how they are helping us have the better Ghana we all hope for. And so that has also been on for a while now. I'm wondering whether there's a simulcast or there's any similar thing on your platforms.
I remember in 2012, what we did was that when the minority caucus or the majority caucus is held, we do a rebroadcast.
Okay.
It's not simul, but when it is done, it's recorded and it's played back on radio later on, so that people who might not have television at the time may have the chance to listen to it on radio. So I'm sure that this year we'll do a similar thing and rebroadcast a lot of the programs that are done on television, but maybe it will not be going on simultaneously.
Pretty interesting things we've been speaking of. And again, I'm really interested in the Kokromoti power.
Yes, the power of the town. Because technically, what is it that decides who run the affairs, who decide what the resource should go to what point and to which people? Because if people are not really informed, they will go out there and make wrong choices. And a lot of historians have told us that if you decide to sit idle and sit by and will not want to take part in political decisions, those quote and unquote unwise will make decisions for you. And we're going to live with it for 4 years.
Yep.
It's a very long time. A lot of things can happen within 4 years.
True.
So we need to get them informed that you have the power of the time. Don't sell it to the highest bidder. Well, if they come with the money, take it and still make that wise decision and ensure that at the end of the day, the decision you are making will affect you, will affect your generation years unborn.
Okay. And come back quickly before we wrap up on this. I just want to run through some of the programs we'll be rolling out this time. We've already rolled a few out. We'll be rolling a few more out in this election. Remember, this is your election headquarters. and we are simulcasting. We are doing this on all our platforms, on television, on radio, online, and even on ground. We will have people everywhere bringing to you the very best as far as election coverage is concerned. So if you didn't know, or if you've missed a bit of this, there's the ballot box, which I spoke to you about a short while ago. There's also the SMS Roadshow. If you do listen to your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, you might have heard of how we've gone beyond the confines of the studio just to get your thoughts and bring them to those who matter. We brought you all those ones. There's also the Constituency Diaries, which we'll be bringing to you in a bit, as well as Crossfire, CAUCUS, and Voters' Voice. It's a new one. You probably haven't heard of it, but do stay glued to this very set. That's your Joy News channel. We'll be bringing to you a lot more on this. And like I said, it's on TV, it's on radio, and online. Kaba, maybe you could quickly run us through all the other things to expect.
Just by way of wrap-up, a lot of the programming you have outlined there will have similar nature in the Akan language, except to add that we'll have election reflections, we'll have the Kokromoti power, we'll also have the Constituency Diaries, where we'll move into the regions and to the constituencies and make ourselves accessible. So the viewers and the listeners and those who read us online will have the opportunity to interact with us and share with us the issues that really bothers them. So whoever is standing for a parliamentary seat A or standing for a presidential seat tomorrow somewhere will know that he's not coming to champion issues that really he thinks are of good nature to the people of Ghana. But those issues that really are of concern to the people of Ghana, that will be decided on.
Kaba, many thanks for your time on News Desk this morning.
Great having you. Great having you.
Thank you. And that was Kojo Asare Bafo a Champon. You know him to be Kaba. Some say Emma Kaba. He's on top when it comes to the late afternoon programming on Asempa, our sister station here at the Multimedia Group. Remember, we are in the 21st century, obviously. So I know most of you like to do things the high-tech way. You have your mobile phones, your smartphones. You also obviously want to know what is happening as far as election coverage is concerned. Don't worry, the multimedia platforms, we have you covered. We also have a mobile app that will be launching in a bit. Do stay on. We'll bring you a lot more on that after this.
Before you vote this November,
before you start deciding which side gets your ballot, start hearing the issues.
indeed follow the news as it happens,
and get thought-provoking analysis.
Join us for unprecedented coverage of elections 2016.
Your election headquarters is on Joy News.
On TV,
Radio, online,
and mobile.
Many thanks for staying with us here on News Desk. And like I told you, this is your election headquarters. We've been bringing you a bit of the things you are to expect this year, this election year. All the new programming we are introducing to ensure that you have the best coverage as far as elections is concerned. And I told you earlier that we'll be speaking a bit about this mobile application that we'll be launching. And with this application, with any smartphone you have, you'll be able to have up-to-the-minute information as far as elections in the country are concerned, or anything election related whatsoever is concerned. Joining me now in studio to help us understand how this software is going to work and really what it takes to even get one. Do you need to pay? Whether it's free? Is Charles Ajimambedu, who is a senior manager and business development at Rankard Solutions. He just joined us in studio to help us understand really how this whole thing is going to work. Charles, good morning. Many thanks for joining us here.
Good morning.
So, amazing app. I've seen it. I haven't used it so much, but I've seen it. It looks really amazing. How does this whole thing work?
All right. So, like you rightly said, the world has moved on. In this age, everyone is trying to access content in a smart way they can. A lot of people are acquiring smartphones and they really want to enjoy what the smartphone features bring on board. So what we're doing is we're trying to converge all Joy FM contents from different aspects all into one platform. So you have your Joy News, that's the live, Joy FM, that's live radio. Then you have Joy News, the TV, and the current My Joy Online. Everything converging into one app. So now Joy FM customers can actually get
so you can listen to radio online,
live radio.
You can watch TV online,
live TV, and even video on demand.
Oh, okay.
And video on demand.
That's pretty interesting. I see. So what does it take for anybody who wants to have access to such an application?
It's absolutely free.
Okay.
For now, what we've done is we've rolled out the Android version of the app, which is available on the Play Store. So you can actually go there now, My Joy Online app, and you can download it on your app, on your phone, and enjoy it.
Okay.
We also have special arrangement with Airtel App Store. We also have something with Vodafone App Store. You can also go there and download for free.
Okay, so it's good you speak of this application. I'm looking at something my colleague here is doing. Then let me, at this point, bring in Kwabena Nkrumah, who is RM manager for the Multimedia Group, and he's in studio now. He's going to help us go through this software and how really it's going to look like if you're to download it and have it on your system. So, Kwabi, thank you for joining us. So, can you also take us through this system again? Let us know really how this whole thing is going to work.
Sure. So, the app is a converged, platform where we have all our platform, everything readily available, from video, audios, images, our stories, everything readily available on the app. So we're trying to make it sort of a condensed atmosphere, so you don't have to leave it.
But it's not going to be too heavy?
No.
It's not?
No, because we're not loading the media and the content straight from the app. We're fetching from where it actually is being hosted on My Joy Online, on YouTube, and on our podcast, sources. But then we're making them available on one platform, easily accessible to anyone else who's even using a phone for the first time. So it's actually made very easy for first-time users, so they can also just grab it, and then you don't need any special skills to be able to use it. All you need to know is how to tap, and that's it.
Okay, so this is what's appearing on the screen now. Is that a home page?
Yeah, so that's the menu where you can choose from the platforms where you want to go to, from the news, from photos, videos, local news. Everything is there in the menu. And then when you scroll to your left, that's the home page where you have the latest stories.
Okay.
And then you also have the photo gallery. This is the videos that you're seeing right now. So with this, you can actually watch the videos straight from the app. You don't have to leave the app. Right from the app, you can stream Joy News live. You can watch pre-recorded programs.
Okay.
And we make everything, all our video on demand, readily available on this platform. So you don't have to leave the platform.
I see. And now, for someone who, for instance, has some sort of feedback or information he needs to give to us, is there a way this person can reach us via this platform?
Yes, actually. Because it's being hosted on a Play Store, there's a place where you can rate and review the app.
Okay.
And that feedback comes to us and Rancard, and then we can also take into consideration that feedback and then advise ourselves accordingly.
Okay. And I believe this is going to be content from all our platforms.
Yes.
All our platforms.
This is the My Joy Online app. There's a similar one for Adom Online,
which
is the same basically, but with Adom Online content.
Okay.
Yeah. So with this, you have content from My Joy Online, Joy News, Joy TV, all on one platform. Yeah. So as you can see here, this is a live.
Okay. So this is live. What you're showing us now is very live.
And then you can go to live radio.
And you're seeing it from your phone?
Yes, straight from the phone.
Okay.
So this is live radio, and you can listen to Joy FM, Adom FM, Asempa, Hits, Love, Inshira, all our partner stations, straight from the app. Once again, you don't have to leave the app. There's also My News, where you can personalize your news based on your personalized news feed, what you like to read. So I'm a geek. I like technology stories. I would obviously add technology stories to my news. Yes. And then bookmarks. So let's see, you find a story you love, you can bookmark it and come back to it anytime. You can also subscribe for notifications for 5 top stories delivered to your email daily. Yeah. So, and then this is the photo gallery, where we feed all the photos on My Joy Online straight. So that was Sarkodie speaking at Harvard Business School. And then you can also, the videos.
Okay, so those are videos, and we have
Yes.
the section for photos and all.
Exactly.
Great app, really. So maybe I could wrap up with Charles Ajman-Bedu. You are
Yep.
with Rankad, right?
Yes.
So this is for Android devices.
Yeah.
Is there any plan of getting one on, say, the App Store? Someone who uses an iPhone can get access to it?
Absolutely. So there's a queue. What's going to follow the Android app now will be one for the iPhones.
Okay.
So if you have an iPhone there, you're not being left out. You should be waiting for your own very soon.
How soon are we looking at? People are eager.
We are actually looking at in quarter, so like by the next quarter, it should be on. We also have something lined up for other platforms like the Windows and other platforms that people use, so no one is going to be left out.
Okay, right. Charles, many thanks for your time here on News Desk. Thank you. We are looking forward to that app on the other platforms as well. And that was Charles Ajman-Bedu, Senior Manager Business Development for Rankad Solutions. He just took us through really how the system is to work and what to expect in the coming days. And also Kobna Nkrumah, who is our manager for the Multimedia Group. He was also here. He took us through the application itself, and he showed you some pretty interesting things about that application. So all you need to do is just go onto the App Store, and then you can key in My Joy Online. You just get the My Joy Online app on your phone, and that's it. You're done. That's all you need to do. And then you can go there, customize anything you want. You customize the app to suit your needs, and then you are good to go. You have the best of election coverage on all the multimedia platforms. This is your election headquarters. You're watching News Desk. We're taking a break. We'll be back shortly with some more. Don't go away.